18 BC 204 and 233. Are you in this class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
मेरे पास आपका रोल कॉल में नाम नहीं है.
Ma'am, we are in this class.
Okay. Start. So last time we were covering about this layered technology of software engineering. I hope everybody remembers about this. So we had covered the quality focus, and I was telling you that any kind of hardware is there or software is there, food industry is there, medicine industry is there, so any healthcare industry is there. So any kind of industry that produces something has to go under a quality test, and that quality is given by certain organizations who are present in order to approve that particular production which is given, whether it is food or medicine or hardware or software, anything. So in the same way, software also has lot of quality standards that you have to get it approved for a software to be available onto the market, right? So one such we said that ISO is there, and then you have Six Sigma. So we talked about these two. So we have a separate chapter for quality, finding out the quality of a software later on. So that time we will discuss, right? The next one is process model. So what is a process model? So basically all those phases that we just talked about last time, which is the phases of SDLC, starting from feasibility study till the maintenance part. So what process model tells you is that, so basically there are n number of process models. So that just comes after a few topics in this chapter only. We call it to be software process model. Now, what is software process model? So basically, according to the project that you are doing, the software that you are applying, what happens is there is a slight change in how the phases are getting, the phases are coming one after the another. Like, let's say that if I talk about one process model which is called waterfall model. So waterfall model is a sequential process model. Means what? सारे phases जो हैं वो एक के बाद एक sequence में complete होंगे, right? There will be no breakage in between. You cannot jump from one phase to another phase like that. So basically all the phases will be continued in a sequence. So आपको पता चलेगा अभी just after 2-3 topics we have software process models. So every process model basically has all the phases that we have talked about last time, but how the phases are coming in sequence, that will be different, right? तो कुछ process models में sequential phases होते हैं, कुछ process models में you can jump from one phase to another phase. So that is the meaning of software process model. So depending upon the application that you are creating, what kind of application you are creating, whether you are creating a application that is required in a short span of time, whether you are creating a very risky software. So depending upon the criteria, so I'll just tell you in a glimpse, because अभी आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा, जब हम लोग process model पूरा पढ़ेंगे उस time पे समझ में आएगा. So basically I can just tell you right now is software process model is nothing but for an application that you are creating, you need to choose a process model first. So on the basis of the application that you are creating, the the characteristics of the application, you have to choose one process model, and then you have to follow the steps of those process models. What is the step? The step remains the same. That is the phases of SDLC. But how you are going to use those steps, that would be differing from process model to process model, right? So first is, what is your bedrock? It is quality. How you can achieve it? By means of process model, right? Now next one is technical how-tos. So what are the methods that you apply? So what are my methods? My methods are the phases of SDLC itself, right? So process model ke andar these methods are used, but in what way you are using it, that differs from one model to another model. The methods will remain common, which is the SDLC phases. All those methods will remain common, right? And what are tools? So it is written as case tools. Case tools, the full form is computer aided software engineering. So what are these case tools used for? So basically case tools are used for automating your process. Like you are creating some diagrams. So for that, you get some tools like Argo UML is one of the tools that we use in lab, right? Then you have Visual Studio. So Visual Studio is another tool that you use for creating diagrams. Um, then you have like अगर आपको implementation करना है तो automatic code generators are also there जो आपके diagram से directly code generate करेंगे. Those are they are also some case tools. Then let's say that I want to do testing, so automatic testing is also done, that you just provide input and the testing process keeps on happening on its own, right? So such automated tools are basically used to enhance the process of software engineering ताकि काम थोड़ा जल्दी हो जाए. So those tools are basically called as case tools, which is computer aided software engineering. So what I mean to say by this layered technology is that if I want to achieve a quality product, right? What is my motto? My motto is to get a high quality product, right? So if my foundation is a quality product, how do I achieve quality product? By making use of process model. What is used in process model? In process model, SDLC phases are used, which are nothing but methods, which are how to's कैसे करोगे आप. So using the phases of SDLC, those are called methods. Those methods are applied in process model. Each process model will have a different way of applying the methods, which we will come across just after 2-3 topics. And what helps in doing all this? So basically, automated tools, which are case tools, are used in order to perform these two, this layered technology. Is it understood to all of you? Any doubt in this particular layered technology? What is the meaning of layered technology? Right? Okay. So whatever I have said is written in the next two slides. You can just go through it later on. Okay. Now, can you see there is two things? One is phases of SDLC. See, in software engineering, there would be a lot of terms which would be confusing. जो आपको लगेगा same है. So phases of SDLC is different. Phases of software engineering is different. What were the phases of SDLC? Those starting from feasibility study till the maintenance part, right? Those were the phases of SDLC. What are the phases of SE? So the phases of SE are these three. That is definition, development, and support. Okay, so these are the phases of SE, software engineering, not SDLC. So if you are asked about phases of SE, you cannot write all those phases, then it will go wrong. So phases of SE are definition, development, and support. Meaning remains the same, only the word changes. So जैसे वहाँ पे हम लोग requirement gathering करते हैं, analysis करते हैं, that is basically definition on what you are working. What is your requirement? That is your definition. Development, so basically how you are going to do it. So that is your development part. So basically your implementation part. And then starting from testing से लेके deployment and maintenance is basically related to changes, right? So when we do testing, the tester basically gives changes to the coder, right? So when you talk about the change part, so that is given a broad term as support. So your requirement gathering, analysis, and design will come under definition part. Your implementation will come under development part. Starting from your testing, deployment, and maintenance will come under support part, right? So it is just a broader aspect that you talk in terms of phases of software engineering, and then when you go in a abstract level, so you say that it is phases of SDLC. So then you divide this definition, development, and support part into multiple parts. Is it clear? Any doubt in this particular slide? Please understand that phases of SC are different, phases of SDLC are different. Since SE is a broader term, it is a broader way of representing your software. So that is why we use only 3 phases, which is definition, development, and support. Then when you come to actually SDLC, which is a part of SC, so you divide these 3 phases into multiple phases. But the meaning remains the same, right? Okay. Now coming to process framework. Again, there are 2 types of activities which are given over here. One is called framework activity, second is called umbrella activity. Please understand the difference. What is the difference between framework activity and umbrella activity? Framework activities, so it's written over here. Framework activities are applicable to all the software projects, regardless of their size or complexity. What are framework activities? I'll tell you later on. I'll list down the framework activities. So basically, they are applicable to all the software projects, whatever software project you are working on. These framework activities are applicable to them, regardless of their size, complexity, cost, anything it is. If it is a software project, framework activities are applicable to it. And what are umbrella activities? Umbrella activities are activities that you carry on that takes place during your entire software process. So I'll tell you the difference when we will list down the activity names. But before that, can you tell me what is the difference between milestone and deliverable? If you can point out what is the difference between milestone and deliverable? By taking some example, if you can just explain to me what is the difference between milestone and deliverable? Yes, I need answers. Yes, milestone is like a major checkpoint reached. Okay. Deliverable means what part is ready to showcase. Okay. Anybody else? Deliverables could be the part of software working in a standalone way. Anybody else? What is a milestone and what is a deliverable? Okay, let's say that you as a student, you have decided that after 5 years, like when somebody asks you that, uh, where do you see after 5 years, right? After, let's say, you pass your engineering, where do you see yourself? So what is that? Is that a milestone or is it a deliverable? It is a milestone, right? So you consider, no, just say milestone is what? Something that you have planned, right? So if I say that, where do you see yourself after 5 years? So you have planned something for yourself, right? Someone would say that I want to work and in an IT company. Someone would say that I want to go abroad and complete my master's, right? So that is your milestone. It is something that you have planned, right? That after 1 year or after, let's talk in terms of software project now. So let's say that if your project is of 6 months, then for every month or every week or every day, you must have planned a milestone that I would want that मेरा ये काम खत्म हो जाए. ठीक है, जैसे हम लोग हर दिन भी कुछ प्लानिंग करते हैं कि आज के दिन में ये काम खत्म करना है. So that is what it is, a milestone. You wish to achieve it. That is, you have planned something for yourself, right? So that is a milestone. And what is a deliverable now? Now, can you tell me what is a deliverable? On the basis of what I gave you, the definition of milestone, what we have actually achieved. Exactly. So आपने कुछ सेट किया है, एक प्लान किया है that ये टास्क कंप्लीट होगा, that is my milestone. It's not necessary that it would be completed, right? If that milestone gets completed on time, then that milestone becomes a deliverable, right? So can I say that all deliverables are milestones, but all milestones are not deliverables. Is this statement correct? Yes, all the deliverables are basically milestones. आपने कुछ set किया है, उसे achieve किया तो वो deliverable बन गया, ठीक है? But all the milestones that you have created cannot be or may not be deliverables, right? So that is the difference. Milestone is something that you have planned, and deliverable is what you have actually given, right? What you have actually achieved. That is a deliverable. Now, coming to framework activities, basically, if you see this particular part, so you have some tasks, right? Some XYZ task is there, or 1 to 10 task is there. Out of these tasks that are present in one framework activity, you decide some milestone. Okay, let's say you are doing a project, so there are 10 tasks that you have to perform, right? Starting from requirement gathering till the end testing. So in all these tasks, for one day, you decide a milestone that, okay, I would complete this part by today, right? If you achieve it, it becomes a deliverable. If you don't achieve it, it still remains to be a milestone only, right? That is the meaning of this particular part. And what is SQA? SQA stands for Software Quality Assurance. SQA full form is Software Quality Assurance. So do you remember that when I said to you that how do you ensure that you have done something right? So what did I tell you? That there are ways to find out कि आप जो कर रहे हो काम, whatever path you are following, whatever work you have done, can be tested at each and every level, at each and every phase of the SDLC, right? So, like I said, you need to find out the quality of a software. How do you find out the quality of the software? By giving SQA points. This also we will discuss in later slides. I'll explain to you how to give points, right? But as of now, just understand that SQA stands for Software Quality Assurance, and then points are there. Now, what is the framework activity? So these are my framework activities. This is the diagrammatical representation. Now, please remember again that framework activities are different. Framework activities are different. Phases of SDLC are different. You will feel that they look, mean to be similar. Communication means what? You are initiating the project and feasibility study and requirement gathering. Then planning means you are estimating, scheduling, tracking. मॉडलिंग के अंदर एनालिसिस एंड डिजाइन आ जाएगा, कंस्ट्रक्शन में कोडिंग एंड टेस्टिंग आ जाएगा, डिप्लॉयमेंट में डिलीवरी सपोर्ट एंड फीडबैक आ जाएगा. फीडबैक मींस मेंटेनेंस पार्ट. तो phases of SDLC is different, framework activity is different. I will put it in this way. Phases of SE is a broader aspect. उसके नीचे आता है phases of SDLC, and in each phase you can also have n number of framework activities. ठीक है, तो ये इस तरह से चलेगा. दिस इज अ ब्रॉडर एस्पेक्ट जिसमें आता है डिप्लॉयमेंट, definition, development and support. Then you divide this definition, development and support into n number of other activities, which are your phases of SDLC, starting from feasibility study till maintenance part, right? And then you again divide your each and every phase into all these framework activities, which is communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. And what do you do in communication? So आप communication में क्या करते हो? ये दोनों काम करते हो. प्लानिंग में क्या करते हो? तो ये तीन काम करते हो. मॉडलिंग में क्या करते हो? ये दो काम करते हो, and so on. So now when you are asked to write a process framework, let's say that for a project, I'm asking you to write a process framework. तो आप कैसे करोगे? You have to create these cards. Now, what are these cards? So let's say you start from the first framework activity. What is your first framework activity? Framework activity #1. What is your first framework activity? It is communication, right? First framework activity is communication. What do? You define what action you need to do in this framework activity. तो communication में आपका first action क्या होगा? Project initiation. Project initiation means you need to find out that whether you can initiate the project or not. You can take up the project or not, which is feasibility study. And second is what? Requirement gathering. So communication के अंदर I have two actions. One is project initiation, second is requirement gathering. So you will put two actions over here. Now in each and every action means feasibility study के अंदर कितने टास्क हैं आपके पास और कौन सा माइलस्टोन है, कौन सा डिलीवरेबल है, राइट? तो अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ कि मेरा प्रोजेक्ट 6 महीने का है, तो आई विल गिव लेट्स से 2 months फॉर communication part because requirement gathering is takes up the maximum time, right? So for let's say each and every day, or you decide each and every week, or between 2 weeks, you decide that what is your milestone and what is your deliverable. So this is again a part of documentation. आपने achieve किया कि नहीं किया, that you need to list it down. Why we need to list it down? Because what happens is you are doing one project right now. Next time you will get another project. So what you will do, you will learn from your mistakes. That in previous project we have done all these mistakes. We should not do all these mistakes again. So for that you need to do this documentation part so that you remember that okay, लास्ट टाइम ये इश्यूज हुए थे तो वापस से वो इश्यूज क्रिएट नहीं होने चाहिए इन नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट, right? So that is the meaning of this process framework. I'm again saying SDLC phases are different, framework activities are different, only the name changes, meaning remains the same as it is. Again, the meaning remains the same, only the wordings or the names which are given to the activities changes, right? So these are my framework activities. Now coming to umbrella activities. Umbrella activities means throughout your process, you have to keep on performing something or the other thing. Like one of the umbrella activity I will talk about is formal technical review. So I talked about formal technical review last time in last class. What was the use of formal technical review? What was the use of reviews? I gave you example of minor project, any project that you are talking about. What is the use of those reviews? क्यों reviews करते हैं हम? To make refinements, anything else? I told you that when you will be doing minor project, you will have 3 reviews. What is the use of those reviews? Reviews से क्या पता चलता है? To check we are on track or not, right? So to check that whether the work that we have done is correct or not, whether you are as per the schedule or not, whether you are lacking behind. So is there any risk which is coming? Maybe you need some software which is not available. Maybe you need some money to buy hardware which is not available. So any kind of problems which are happening, that can be controlled by means of reviews, right? So what are umbrella activities? If you see the umbrella activities, software project tracking and control. So you are going on keeping tracking of the control. So it happens throughout your software project, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि हम कभी after 2-3 months करेंगे. It is something that is a continuous process. It is a continuous process which keeps on happening throughout the commencement of your software project till the end of your software project, right? Again, reviews will keep on happening at some specific duration as per the need of the team or need of the manager who is managing the team, right? Software quality assurance, again I said you need to keep on testing the quality of the software. It's not that कि last में किसी ने approve kiya that okay, this project is having high quality so it is approved. No, you need to keep on testing the quality of your software, right? So that is software quality assurance. Software configuration management is related to changes. तो आपको देखते रहना पड़ेगा कि कोई चेंजेस आ रहे हैं कि नहीं प्रोजेक्ट में। अगर चेंजेस आ रहे हैं तो उसको एज एंड देन अप्लाई कर दो, अदरवाइज एट द एंड जाके अप्लाई करोगे तो इट विल लीड टू more cost, right? Then risk management. Is there any risk which is happening in terms of money, in terms of people working in the team, in terms of the company that you are working in? Organization में कोई risk है कि नहीं जिसकी वजह से project में risk आए, right? All those things are basically risk management. Then documentation preparation. So as I said, it is a continuous process. You need to keep on updating your document, which is your software requirement specification. So that again is a continuous process. Reusability management. Reusability management means what? Let's say that you have created, आपने बहुत सारे project किए हुए हैं, ठीक है? So let's say that already some APIs are there which you can use, some libraries which have already been created, आप उसको use कर सकते हो, या हो सकता है कि आप कुछ ऐसा बना रहे हो जो future में किसी और project में use हो सके. So all those are reusability management. So we need to keep on doing reusability. Otherwise, what is the funda of object oriented programming? So it is reusability, because you don't want to write the same code again and again. So what you do is that you create libraries, right? जो आपने काम कर लिया है आप उसका header file बना देते हो. You create batch files so that you can use it in future purpose, future projects, right? So that you don't have to again write the same code. So that is reusability management. So if you see these activities that we just talked about, software project tracking and control, formal technical review, software quality assurance, then the next four: software configuration management, risk management, document preparation, and reusability management. All these activities keep on happening throughout your software process. Starting from the first day itself till the end, you have to continually do this, all these activities, and hence, and that's why, but such activities are called umbrella activities, right? So please understand the difference between framework activity and umbrella activity. Framework activities are designed, they happen in a specific format. कम्युनिकेशन के बाद ही प्लानिंग होगा, प्लानिंग के बाद ही मॉडलिंग होगा, फिर ही कंस्ट्रक्शन होगा, फिर ही डिप्लॉयमेंट होगा, ठीक है? दे हैपन इन अ sequential order, right? And umbrella activities, all the umbrella activities will be part of communication, all the umbrella activities will be part of planning, all the umbrella activities will be part of modeling, and so on. So starting from the first phase, first activity, till the end of the project, umbrella activities will keep on happening. Please let me know, did you understand this part? So you should be able to make out the difference between all these three things that we talked about today, and of course umbrella activity. So अगर आप phases of ऐसे पूछा है SDLC लिख दोगे, SDLC पूछा है framework activities लिख दोगे, so there is no point of that. So please understand the difference between all four concepts. They look similar, but they are not similar. The work is similar, but the technical terms that you use are different for all four of them. So you need to remember that. Okay. Now coming to CMM. So basically CMM stands for Capability Maturity Model. Now what is CMM? So ये जो points की मैं बात कर रही थी, SQA points, Software Quality Assurance Point. So how do you define that? What is the maturity of your project? So let's say that when you are creating your project, starting from the initial phase till the end of the project, you need to give some maturity level to your project, right? Maturity level means, what does maturity level here means? It means that कि कितना काम खत्म हुआ है आपके प्रोजेक्ट का, ठीक है? तो अगर आपका एक प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है, मैं पूछूं that what is the maturity level of your project, so you need to give me some number. How do you give me that number? So let's say that there are 5 levels of maturity. So 0 is not a level, it means incomplete, means you have not yet started. The process are not performed or no goals are achieved, only objectives are defined. So that is 0, means you आपने कुछ start नहीं किया अभी तक, ठीक है? It is incomplete, completely in a very chaotic manner, right? So this is not a level actually. You can skip this level. We start from level 1. So what is level 1? That you have just started your software project. So means it is in a initial stage. तो किसी बुक में परफॉर्म लिखा होगा, किसी बुक में इनिशियल लिखा होगा, इसलिए मैंने दोनों लिख दिए हैं यहाँ पे. Some websites use performed, some websites use initial, so you should not get confused. That's why I've written both. So when you are at initial stage and you are doing your project and somebody asks you that what is the maturity level of your project, so you need to say that it is level 1. So when you say level 1, people would understand. People means not layman people, but the people in uh, the people of your team or another team. They can understand that okay, आपने कितना काम, आपके project का कितना काम हुआ है अभी, right? Then when you increase, जैसे जैसे आप आगे बढ़ते जाओगे during your software process creation, uh, the level increases. Let's say that you are in this level. Repeatable means इतने सारे काम हो चुके हैं अभी. I'm not going to discuss all this work. You can read it later on, it's self explanatory. So अगर इतना सारा काम मेरा हो चुका है तो I will say that I have achieved level 2, right? Next, let's say defined. So if you have completed all these tasks, then I will say that I am at level 3. My project has achieved level 3 maturity, right? Then ये सारे काम हो गए हैं, तो then I will say that okay, now my project has reached level 4. You need to remember the names. So initial, repeatable, and then defined, quantitatively managed and optimized. Optimized means the final level जब आपका testing चल रहा है, ठीक है? तो अभी ये वाला diagram, this you need to remember. So what this diagram says is initial में मेरे पास कोई task नहीं है, ठीक है? So I am at initial level means level 1 of maturity. Then all these are basically tasks which we are going to do in software engineering. Each task has a different meaning. So right now you will not understand meaning of anything, but I'll make sure that as we proceed in our chapters, you will understand the meaning of each and every task, right? तो अगर आपका रिक्वायरमेंट मैनेजमेंट हो गया है, प्लानिंग हो गया है, ट्रैकिंग हो गया है, सब कुछ हो गया है, so then I will say that I have achieved level 2. If I have completed all these tasks, then I will say that I have achieved level 3. I have means my project has. अगर ये काम हो गए हैं दोनों, then I will say that okay, level 4. अगर ये काम हो गए हैं सारे, then we will say that our project is at maturity level 5. ओके, सो आप कैसे डिफाइन करते हो कि मैंने कितना काम किया है? दैट इज बाय मींस ऑफ मैच्योरिटी लेवल. तो यू नो नीड टू टॉक इन लेमैन लैंग्वेज नाउ बिकॉज यू आर स्टडिंग सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग and companies use the process of software engineering. So when they talk कि अरे कितना काम हुआ, तो nobody would say in a layman language. Okay, if your manager is asking you, if your some team lead is asking you, so basically you have to talk in terms of technical language now. So what is the maturity of your project? Your maturity of project is either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. If you are in the process of 2, then you can say that okay, itna kaam khatam ho gaya hai and itna kaam baki hai. Is it understood to all of you what is the meaning of capability maturity model, CMM? Please let me know. So I need answers from everyone. Only Harshal and Kanisha and Jainil are answering. Nobody else is answering to me. आपको पता है ना मैं अनम्यूट कर सकती हूँ किसी को भी, right? Then you want me to do that? Okay. Chalo, now I'll give you some task. I will not cover process model today, all the process models, but I'll ask some questions and you need to, tomorrow we have a lecture, right? So you need to you need to find out those answers and come tomorrow. One is, so build and fix model, all this I will talk about right now. Starting from process model. So let me just cover build and fix model and then I will give you the questions. So like I said, what is a process model? So process model means a step process that you need to follow. So the software process model is also known as SDLC model, right? So all those phases are basically a part of process model, but how do you apply those phases is different from one model to another model. So we will see that, how it is differing. Now, coming to why do you require software process model, means why do you require SDLC? तो अगर मैं SDLC phases apply नहीं करती हूँ, means I am doing a build and fix model. What is build and fix model? जो हम अभी करते हैं as a student also we do, and if you are not following the process of SE, we do that. हम क्या करते हैं, that we directly start building the version, right? If you are given some software to create, so what we do is that जितना हमें पता है, जितनी requirements हमें पता है, तो we start building the first version. Then what we do, modify until the client is satisfied. So it is a loop, right? तो जब तक client satisfied नहीं होता है, you keep on changing the code till the client becomes satisfied, right? And at the end you have maintenance phase. तो पहले client satisfy होगा, then ही you go to the maintenance phase, right? And then retirement means maintenance phase is over, you have given the project to the client and now your work is done. So that is called retirement basically. So build and fix model is this model that we generally apply in our day-to-day life, right? If we don't follow the process of SC. So what is happening? Where you are wasting the maximum amount of time, you are wasting the maximum amount of time here. So अगर ये टाइम आपको वेस्ट नहीं करना है, so what you should do, you should gather the requirement very clearly from the customer at the starting itself. If you would have gathered the requirements at the starting itself, then the flow would be very normal, right? You don't have to again and again go to the client and ask that ki modification chahiye, nahi chahiye. You don't need to go because the client has already given you clear instructions. You have gathered all the requirements, so you can do your work in a peaceful manner, right? So build and fix model is not a correct model, right? Which we should never apply. We should always apply what? We should always apply software process model. So build and fix model is not a good model because it is wasting your time. You are never clear about what to do, what not to do, and you are always in a dilemma that whether whatever you have done is correct or not, right? Now, when you're talking about process, there are two things. One is called white box and second is called black box. What is the difference between white box and black box? Can you just, by the name itself, can you give me something about what is white box and what is black box? नाम से अगर आप बता सकते हो मुझे तो, can you try what is white box and black box? I say that the process is a white box and I say that the process is black box. So Viren has said that we don't know what's going inside a black box. Okay. Black box is like you don't know anything about it. Okay. So when I say that your process is a black box, means that what what is starting में you have some informal requirement. So you don't know the process. क्या process follow हो रहा है? You don't know, right? You just know that कि आपने कुछ requirement collect किया, आपने कुछ तो काम किया बीच में, कोई तो process follow किया और आपने एक product दे दिया, ठीक है, client को. अब वो product का quality है कि नहीं है, we don't know, right? Because we are unsure at the starting itself, we are unsure about what is the process which is going on, and hence we cannot find out that what is the quality of the product, right? When I say white process as a white box, what you are doing in white box is, even though you have informal requirements, let's say that you have informal requirements in the starting, but your process is visible to the client. How can I say that my process is visible to the client? By taking feedback from the client. So what you do is that uh, whatever steps you are following, because of documentation part, what you do is that because you're always documenting it, whatever work you are doing, you are always documenting it, the client is always aware that कितना काम हो चुका है, ठीक है? या आप रिव्यूज करते हो तो उसमें भी आप क्लाइंट को बुलाते हो, तो द क्लाइंट नोज दैट ओके व्हाट वर्क मींस, द क्लाइंट इज अवेयर अबाउट द एंटायर प्रोसेस. Whereas in terms of black box, the client is never aware that what is going on in between, right? Like, let's say that you take your project itself. Agar if you are asked to do a minor project of 6 months, and I just give you a definition that okay, you need to create this XYZ project, and I don't meet you. I am a client right now for you, right? I don't meet you at all. I don't discuss anything with you. You don't come to meet me. And then at the end of 6 months, you give me a project. So, do you think that its quality would be high? No, because it's just created by you. You are not aware that what I want from you, right? You just know that, okay, मुझे इतना समझ में आया, मैंने बना दिया. Of course, that will happen, right? But if it is a white box, means what? Every week you come and meet me. Every week I will give you a task. Every week I will ask that, okay, what you have done, whether you have done correctly or not. आप सही कर रहे हो, अच्छा आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो, इस तरह से इम्प्रूव कर सकते हो, ये यूज कर सकते हो, ऐसी लाइब्रेरी यूज कर सकते हो, यहाँ से हेल्प ले सकते हो. सो व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज दैट आई एम गिविंग यू फीडबैक, राइट? सो इफ दैट फीडबैक इज नॉट गिवन, then your quality product is never going to get created. So that is the meaning of process as a black box. What is process as a black box is your build and fix model. What is process as a white box is your software process model, which is always applied in software engineering process, right? Now, what I would want is that I am writing the question in the chat box, and please find out the answers of that, and we will discuss tomorrow. So the first question is, what is the difference between sequential model and evolutionary model, right? First question. Second question, what are the different types of process models, right? And third question, which is the best out of all? Just try to find out, right? Three questions. Okay, just try to find out these three questions and we will discuss it out tomorrow. Is it fine? Did you understand this much? Any doubt till here? Okay. So I'll end the session. If you have any doubt, please ask, or else I will end it. Okay, fine. Then you can go for your next session. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.